This Sandisk SSD is dead. Dead by pre-work, and we need data. Rescue, data and repair. My name is Dr. Ben, and today we just saved data out of an Sandisk Ultra SSD with 4 TB. Let's go! So what about the history of this SSD? The SSD wasn't detected anymore at all at the PC, and our customer thought, okay, I sent this SSD to one of the biggest data recovery companies here in Germany. They only do SSD and HDD and things like that, okay? And they said, no, we can't do anything at all, and mailed the SSD back. Then our customer searched, he found us and said, hey, can I mail in the device? It was already at another place, and we said, yeah, for sure. Let us have a look for it on SSD. We normally have good success rates on things with prior work attempts. So the device came and it looks like that. So somebody already worked on that. You can see here is a chip. I think that the problem was that they saw that there was short circuit, and they just removed one of these power chips, and then the device didn't work anymore at all because they didn't work in a clean way. So we had some burning into the layers. We need to remove that. So what I did for getting access to the important data now is I just ordered a similar model at the Western Digital store. So Sandisk 4TB, ordered at Western Digital, and I want to do just some quick measurements to see how the measurements should be on a working SSD, and then I will do some measurements on the other card, and I will repair the issue on the board. So that's my plan. And yeah, we will directly go under the microscope, have a look for both boards. We'll fix the issue and see if we can get access to the important data on this SSD. Let's go!
At first we inspect the PCB of the original SSD, and we see that the power chip was taken off. I just do some measurements in diode mode here and take off the solder, but we see there are pads missing and we can't grab it, so there is no way to recover. So I decided just to swap the board. So we take out the flash chips. We take them out with not too much temperature, so low temperature and fast. And important is that they need to be in the same place as on this, so we need to sort it in the right way on the table to don't change anything on it. So, and after we took out these 8 chips, it's a 4 TB SSD, we need to prepare the donor. And for preparing the donor we do exactly the same. We take out the chips, 8 pieces completely. Don't use too much heat because we don't want to do any damages to the PCB. The PCB has to be in a good condition. So we just go in the fast way and just desolder all the chips. After that we just add some flux. We take desolder wick, we take low temperature, low melting point solder paste, low melt solder, and we use our NT115. So you see, because we use the low melt solder, it's easy to clean the board in a good way. And it's important that we do that because the chips need to be soldered down in a 100% good way. After that we just prepare the chips. So flash chip per flash chip, each one we need to clean for solder. Then we add 148-degree solder paste, not low melt, because of cold solder joints. I don't want that. We take 148, that's a pretty nice way. So on soldering down we don't need to use too much heat for doing that. So that's pretty nice. So we just clean them and put new solder on each of these 8 chips of the SSD. Always add flux after, so we work in a very clean way, like you see. So for me it's not hard because I'm doing this microsoldering work for years, for a long time, and I mostly do things like board swaps, CPU swaps on smartphones, so this is no problem for me. After that we just get down all the chips to the new PCB, do it in the right position, have a look that you solder it down in the right way, so look for the A1 point that it matches, and have a look that you solder them down just in the right way. Don't use too much heat, they don't like too much heat, so I work with not too high temperatures in this case. And after we got down these 8 chips here, we just clean the board one time, let it cool down a little bit, and we switch to the ASLab PC-3000 portable, start the software, and now I want to show you. So the SSD has a Marvel controller, and this controller is programmed by the SSD manufacturers in different ways. So there is this SSD Ultra 3D is actually not supported. So the consume is okay, bus behavior isn't displayed okay, but that's caused by we have no support, we have no utility at the moment, but ASLab is already working on that. So as soon as the utility is finished, we will update the software and we can read data from the SSD. So hardware work is okay, I checked everything, all the values are pretty fine, so it's just we don't have a matching utility at the moment, and I already talked with ASLab about that.
Wow, people, what a case. In the end, I had to swap the PCB because the original PCB had lost pads and it was not possible to create them again. And the Power IC had bad underfill, so it was less work than it was less work to swap the flash chips to the other PCB. After I did that, I checked the consumption was okay. Then I was going to the ASLab PC-3000 portable software, and the problem is that this SSD, the Ultra 3D, isn't supported actually. I knew that before, but I tried another thing, so I just used another SSD with the same chipset and wanted to get access to it by using the USB 3 terminal, but it was not possible. So I was talking to the engineers of ASLab yesterday in the evening, and they told me they are working on it. The problem is that they are using Marvel CPU on the board, and the Marvel CPU is programmed in a it's bad for me to say in English, but it's programmed in a hard way, and everybody can do what he wants with these types of CPUs, and it's very individual. So actually no support for the Ultra 3D from Sandisk, but they are already working on a new utility for getting that done, and as soon as it's released, I will end up this video and show you how I extract data out of this SSD. I hope you liked the video anyway. Just give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell to be directly informed for new videos. I'm out. Thanks a lot for watching. Yours Dr. Ben.